Hello and welcome to your daily sports update for March 1st, 2024. Yes, Friday was the 1st of March. We've already been through 2 months. Isn't that incredible? Well, it was another light night of sports, so we'll go ahead and hit some quick highlights. In football, because I'm a Patriots fan, I'll mention this that the Patriots released J.C. Jackson and set their cap room space at $101 million right now for this coming season. You remember JC had been an original Patriot, signed as a free agent with the then San Diego Chargers, now Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers traded him when the Patriots acquired him when they lost their rookie cornerback Christian Gonzalez to a season-ending shoulder injury. Jackson did well with the Patriots, and then he struggled with the Chargers. Then came back to the Patriots. Started well, but by the end of the season, was being not played by coach's decision. So, excuse me. So, in football news, that'll be the one thing I'll mention again because I'm a Patriots fan. So call me a homer if you want, but that's why I mentioned it. In men's college basketball, there were two top 25 games. Number 21 Dayton loses at Loyola Chicago 77-72. That actually gives Loyola Chicago a better conference record than Dayton. So maybe we'll see Loyola might get credit for being ranked. We'll see. And then number 22 Utah State wins at home against Air Force 72-60, giving Utah State a 12-4 Mountain West record, 24-5 overall. Now, as far as top 25 women's action, there wasn't any. I know that's a shocker to you, but there were no top 25 games in women's basketball, so we won't mention any because it'll be hard to pick out. There were still a lot of Division I games, just no top 25. So we'll go over to the hockey ice, because to be honest, we're 3 games on the ice Friday night. The Coyotes win at the Senators 5-3. Coyotes scored 2 goals in the third period to break what was a 3-all tie. The Flyers lose at Washington 5-2. Very similar fashion. The Capitals scored 3 goals in the second and 2 in the third. Flyers got both of their goals in the first period. Capitals with a big win. Ended up 16-9-5 at home. And in the last game, the Ducks win at home against the Devils 4-3. The Ducks scored their 4 goals in the first 2 periods. The Devils scored a goal in each period. If only there was a 4th period, they might have won. But unfortunately for them, but fortunate for the Ducks, there wasn't a 4th period, and the Ducks pull it out 4-3. Those are your hockey scores. Now to the sport. It seems like I favor basketball, and it's not that I will. Once the different sports kick in, like baseball will be intriguing because you'll remember there's over 160 games in that season. And so once baseball season starts, we'll be having a lot more updates. We won't spend a bunch of time on it, but we'll hit them up there. All right, so anyway, as far as basketball is concerned, the Cleveland Cavaliers win 110-100 at Detroit, dropping the Pistons to 4-25 at home. For Cleveland, they were led in scoring by Darius Garland, who scored 29 points, including 8 3-point shots. He was 8 of 12 from the 3-point line. So big game for him. Evan Mobley, 22 points and 17 rebounds. And Jared Allen, we keep talking about him being double-doubles. He ended up only getting 9 points, but he did also have 15 rebounds. So between those two guys, they had 32 rebounds. Big game rebounding for the Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell didn't play due to a sore left knee. Karis LeVert didn't play due to a sprained right elbow, but they had enough. For Detroit, all 5 starters scored in double figures, but again, wasn't enough. Cade Cunningham scored 21 points, had 10 assists. They also got 18 points from Jaden Ivey, and they got a double-double from Jalen Duren, who had 14 points and 10 rebounds. Not enough, though. The Cavs big win at Detroit, 110-100. The Sixers get back on the winning side with a 121-114 win at home against the Hornets. For the Sixers, they were led in scoring by who else? Tyrese Maxey, 33 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, including 5 of 10 from 3. Tobias Harris did throw in 31 points of his own. He also added 12 rebounds. And yeah, we'll mention Kyle Lowry, 15 points, 10 assists, nice double-double for Kyrie. Did I say Kyrie Lowry? Kyle Lowry. Sorry about that. For the Hornets, again, led by Miles Bridges, 27 points, 11 rebounds. They also got 19 points from Nick Richards, so a nice game from him. They had 6 players in double figures, 3 of them off the bench, so nice little multiplied effort there. It was only a 7-point loss for the Hornets, but again, it was still a loss. 121-114, Sixers with the win. The Golden State Warriors with a 120-105 win in Toronto. Golden State was led in scoring by, of course, Stephen Curry, 25 points, 6 assists. They got 24 points from Jonathan Kuminga. And Draymond only had 6 points, but he did provide 13 rebounds. And Chris Paul chipped in 13 off the bench. Clay started the game, Klay Thompson, and he only had 14 points. But again, it was enough. For Toronto, they were led in scoring by R.J. Barrett, who had 23 points. They got 12 from Emmanuel Quickley and 10 each from Jakob Poeltl and Scotty Barnes. Again, not enough. Warriors with the 15-point win. The Portland Trailblazers win at Memphis, 122-92. Dominating win there for the Blazers. They were led in scoring, actually, by 2 bench players. Jabari Walker had 19 points and 10 rebounds. And Delano Banton also had 19 points and 7 rebounds. For the starters, Duop Reith scored 18 points for Portland. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they were led in scoring also by their bench players. Jake LaRavia, had 21 points, and Lamar Stevens added 19 off of the bench. Top scorer from their starters would have been Jordan Goodwin, who had 10 points, was the only starter to get in double figures. Again, a dominating win for the Blazers, 122-92 over the Grizzlies. The Minnesota Timberwolves lose again at home, this time to the Sacramento Kings, and in overtime, 124-120. Sacramento was led in scoring by 39 from Malik Monk off the bench. 16 of 29 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Again, big game from him. For the starters, Domantas Sabonis, 21 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. And Harrison Barnes at 14. I almost said Kyler Murray. Keegan Murray, 17. De'Aaron Fox didn't play in this game, so big win for Sacramento. For Minnesota, all starters scored in double figures and Naz Reid on the bench. They were led in scoring by Jaden McDaniels, who had 26 points. Karl Anthony Towns added 19. Then Naz Reid had his 18 off the bench with 7 rebounds, and Rudy Gobert with a big double-double of 16 points, 16 rebounds. But not enough. The Kings with the overtime win, improving to 34-25, and now are just 8 games behind the Timberwolves. And again, the Timberwolves with only their 7th loss at home for the season. The New Orleans Pelicans with the big win at home against the Pacers, 129-102. Pelicans improved to 18-12 at home, 36-25 overall. Pelicans were led in scoring by Brandon Ingram, who had 34 points. He also had 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Zion only had 8 points and 7 assists. But Trey Murphy III provided 28 points off the bench and 7 rebounds. For the Pacers, they were led in scoring by 13 points off the bench by Isaiah Jackson, who also had 11 rebounds. Benedict Mathurin also provided 13 points. For the starters, Miles Turner had 12 points, and Pascal Siakam also had 12 points. But with the game being so far at hand, only starter that played more than 23 minutes was Andrew Nembhard, who went 30. Tyrese Halliburton did not score, went 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3, and had 3 assists for a minus 40 rating. So the Pelicans' big win over the Pacers, 129-102. The Milwaukee Bucks with the big win at Chicago, 113-97. Giannis had 46 points. He also had 16 rebounds and 6 assists. Nobody else on the team scored over 16 points, but it looked like they didn't need to. Those 16 was by Damian Lillard, who also had 7 assists. For the Bulls, all 5 starters were in double figures, led by Kobe White, who had 22 points. And Nikola Vucevic also had 17 points and 9 rebounds, but not enough, as the Bucks with the 16-point win, improving to only 16-14 on the road, but 40-21 overall. The Los Angeles Clippers, after that blown lead against the Lakers a couple nights ago, come back with a 140-115 win at home against the Wizards. The Clippers improved to 21-8 at home. They were led in scoring by James Harden, who had 28 points and 8 assists. Kawhi Leonard provided 27 points and 9 rebounds, and Paul George had 22 points. However, I did read that Russell Westbrook fractures his hand against his old team, the Wizards. He was limited to 10 minutes on the floor, and so we'll see if there's anything more that comes out tomorrow about how long he may miss. For the Wizards, they were led in scoring by Kyle Kuzma's 32 points. He also had 7 rebounds. Marvin Bagley III chipped in 10 points and 10 rebounds. And Jordan Poole off the bench had 16. Wasn't enough. Clippers with the big 25-point win. And then last, but of course not least, the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks met up in Boston, and the Celtics dominate with a 138-110 win. Boston over, I'll be able to say this right, won by a 16-point margin in the fourth quarter to help expand that lead. They were led in scoring by Jason Tatum, who had 32 points and 8 rebounds. They also got 25 points from Jaylen Brown, who had 7 rebounds and 5 assists. And Kristaps Porzingis, 24 points, 6 rebounds for the C's. Big game for them. For the Mavericks, Luka Doncic with another dominating performance with another triple-double, 37 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. Kyrie chipped in 19 against his former team, and they got 17 points and 7 rebounds from P.J. Washington, but not enough as the Celtics win their 10th in a row, 138-110, to improve to 28-3 at home. As far as the standings are concerned, Celtics still have an 8-game lead on Cleveland and now Milwaukee if you go by percentage points. 12.5 over the Knicks, 13 over Philly, 13.5 over Orlando. Last 4 in, Miami, Indiana, Chicago, and Atlanta. Atlanta with a 3-game lead on Brooklyn. In the Western Conference, Minnesota has a half-game lead on the Thunder, 1-game lead on the Nuggets, 3-game lead on the Clippers, 6.5 each on Phoenix and the Pelicans, with the last 4 in being Sacramento, Dallas, Golden State, and the Lakers. Both Golden State and the Lakers 9.5 games back. Both teams have a 5.5 game lead on the Utah Jazz for that 9th and 10th spot, respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your sports update for the day. Now, in baseball, it does say that the Giants and third baseman Matt Chapman agree on a new contract, a $54 million deal. He's regarded as one of the best defensive players in the game, so it's a 3-year, $54 million contract, but it includes opt-outs after the first and second year of the agreement. So from what was said here, it's very similar to the deal that Cody Bellinger signed last week. So Chapman did win his 4th Gold Glove this past season with the Toronto Blue Jays. So going from the American League to the National League. Okay, now I've given you a baseball information. So now that'll be your daily sports update again for March 1st, 2024. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Hopefully it's been a help to you. And until the next time, have yourself a wonderful day.